Hey guys, Desolate Magic here with a slight update from this afternoon's absolute disaster when Wizards tried for the third time to sell a Mythic Edition product without a giant screw-up, and failed. 3 for 3, guys. Good job. First, this was so huge that we actually got a statement from eBay on their actual main Twitter account. Yeah, pretty wild. Apparently, this was big enough that they felt the need to do that. So unfortunately, they don't really explain anything other than no, Wizards didn't suddenly run off more, no matter what I heard Rudy was saying. Somebody told me that Rudy allegedly said, oh, they switched it to print to demand. Oh, the sky is falling. I don't know if he really said that or not, but somebody told me that he said that. So if that's true, or if anybody's saying that other than him, don't believe them. It's sensationalized lies. Probably just to grab attention and get clicks, and then you can always walk it back later and say, oh, it was a secret source and whatever. Yeah, sure. So anyway, their statement was, hey, at Wizards_Magic fans, we unfortunately sold Out of War, the Spark Mythic Edition exclusive earlier today. I think that was the actual title. We are working to ensure all subsequent orders are canceled and refunded. Any direct inquiries, please reach out to us. Boy, that's almost English. That's eBay quality support right there. And then the posted image says, Wizards of the Coast offered a limited quantity of 12,000 of the Magic the Gathering War of the Spark Mythic Edition on Hasbro's eBay store earlier today at 12 p.m. Pacific time. The set has sold out, and all customers of the 12,000 orders will have their orders fulfilled. All subsequent orders will be canceled, and the buyers will be refunded. Which, that's not exactly true. It basically failed to pay in the first place. I don't think anything past the first 12 went through, but depending upon the timing, some of them appear to have gone through, but the payment was either immediately reversed or never made in the first place. A lot of people are getting an error that just says the payment failed. So my understanding is there's nothing to refund, but whatever. Now, could it still have been Wizards accidentally hitting repost? I'm going to say yes, because the auction, the listing was closed. It was absolutely 100% closed, and then 30 minutes later, it was back open. I think eBay just doesn't want to throw them under the bus, but with this statement, they make it look like it was their fault, which I'm still leaning towards that. I'll get to that a little bit later in the video, but boy, we're never going to find out. Neither one of them is ever going to throw each other under the bus, and neither one of them is going to admit what really happened, so all we do know is you ain't getting your stuff. Let me translate this. If you weren't using an eBay bot, which is still allowed for some damn reason, you probably aren't getting your product. Oh, now later in this video, I'll tell you how to check, because there is actually a way to check if your order got canceled. And it's kind of hidden. Everybody's best estimate seems to be pointing to, and I did mention this in the description in the first place, this may have been almost entirely eBay's fault. People probably were using eBay bots because those have been around for 10 to 15 years to try to get it real quick and do like a real quick checkout without even technically rendering the pages. They're virtually using an API at that point. And, they use a mesh of servers in a distributed database that's all around the world, and worldwide purchases were occurring. So to sync up with like Europe, you're going to get a couple seconds delay, if not a couple minutes. And it's even worse for like propagating first listings because it takes a while to like process the images and stuff. Although I suspect it was a scheduled post, which wouldn't be susceptible to that problem. But it looks like still Wizards of the Coast could have made a mistake, but eBay could have made the mistake, and they also could have like accidentally gotten interfered with by bots and put in more orders than actually existed, and then it just wipes them away later, which even now looking at the listing doesn't appear to be the case, but what we do know is that it almost definitely sold out minutes before it appeared to. It looked like everybody had 6 minutes, but in reality, they probably had 30 seconds to 60 seconds. But here's a fun activity you can try at home, according to multiple sources who told me that this does work, and I saw the screenshots on Reddit. I don't know why I said that, but by Reddit, I mean Twitter. And this happened to somebody on my Discord, too. If you think that you made a purchase, but then all of a sudden eBay is like, I don't know what you're talking about. What purchase? What do you mean? And PayPal's like, you didn't purchase anything. I know you logged in and it said payment successful, purchase successful. Hey, you want to print a confirmation? Which you probably should have done. And now you go to your history on PayPal or eBay and it's like, what? What do you mean? Okay, hover over the My eBay link in the top right, go to purchase history, and then where it says orders and it says not hidden, change that little button to show hidden items and then scroll all the way down. Allegedly, I guess for quite a few people, it will show you a like canceled order from Hasbro, whatever something shop thing, with a message. I guess for most people, it's claiming like your payment didn't go through, or like the order was canceled because of a problem with the payment. And some of the screenshots I'm seeing are saying, please pay for this item again. Well, don't. I guess the problem with the payment was it took too damn long and the listing was gone by the time that like PayPal got back to eBay, which is only a couple seconds, but I mean, yeah, that it is what it is. So theoretically, eBay and maybe Hasbro might have a list of people who got totally screwed over who thought that they had a legitimate order put in the first couple minutes. And last time they sent out reparations. So I think that eBay could run a custom report, bare minimum, with a list of all the users, and they could get, I'd say like an eBay gift card, but boy, would that be expensive. I mean, running off cards last time, yeah, they were valuable, but it cost Wizards like $2, most of which was printing and postage and labor. I don't know what they're going to do. Probably just ignore it and say, tough titties, try again next time. And by try again next time, they mean pay for a paid eBay bot or you're not going to get it. And people are already scalping it, which from my experience, Wizards gets really pissed about. Remember Modern Masters 1, where everybody selling it on the secondary market was selling it for like double, and they were just livid. Like staff was just flames coming out their ears from what I heard, because the set was an insane success, but like literally 50% or more of the money made off of it was made by scalpers on the secondary market. So Wizards didn't see half of that money. So this time around, I would estimate that people that are serious about it, they're using Smurf accounts, they're using bots, they were sitting there hitting refresh on a hyper-fast computer. People who like took this really seriously and were very motivated were mostly investors. And investors might be a little generous. Let's say MTG Finance douchebags and opportunistic assholes. Maybe that's a better title for them. So they're already selling pre-orders for like, I heard 500, 600, 700 a box, which, I mean, this product right now is worth that, but once they hit the market and they start getting sold, or any one of the valuable cards gets reprinted in Modern Horizons, ooh, do not pay above MSRP for this product. It's barely worth MSRP, barely, under bad circumstances. So in other words, like, yeah, it looks like it's worth it, but it's not a good investment. It's not a safe investment. It's very shaky. And the demand was hyperinflated by people who knew they could flip it. So as soon as they start failing to sell it, the price is going to crash. And remember, investors and scalpers don't buy from each other. There is going to have to be 12,000-ish legitimate customers for this product for them to be able to unload them, within a month, which is what they're probably targeting. So if demand dries up, they're all going to undercut each other. The price is going to fall. And then once they see it falling, they're going to panic, start selling it instead of for 700 for like 310. And then it's just fire sale, get rid of it, toxic, oh my God. And that would be very bad. Let's look at what happened to the last Mythic Edition. Oh yeah, it took like 8 hours to sell out because legitimate actual customers who actually wanted the product didn't add up to 12,000 to say the least. And that's coming off of the huge hype of the sales from the first one. So I think a bunch of investors bought it all up, and when they try to unload it, it's going to crash like you wouldn't believe because there's not enough people to buy it. That's my theory. I mean, that's one of the many reasons, like I said, that this could crash. It's not a terrible investment opportunity, but it's not great either. It's very shaky, very unstable. I mean, it's basically propped up by 2 cards. You should be very scared of that. So Wizards hasn't said anything about this besides, we're looking into what happened. And that was hours ago. And I haven't heard anything from anyone on social media updating us on it. I'm sure they're still talking to eBay, which, oh my gosh, they're probably talking to eBay support, which is the worst. They are absolutely the worst support I've ever called in. Maybe Visa's tied with them. But speaking of that, if you want the best support on a credit card ever, get a Discover card. Link in the description. Yes, I'm actually going to put it in the description this time. They have amazing 100% American support. I had to call them like 2 or 3 times for just various stuff like me moving, change of address, whatever. They answer right away. They speak perfect English and they know what they're doing and talking about. I love them. I had the exact opposite experience with Visa. Plus, this one gives you 5% cash back on certain categories. And spoiler alert, the one starting in July is anything through PayPal. So in other words, anything through eBay. The last time they did something like this, I made $1,100 in cash back because I just ran my entire business through it. Oh, and unlike Amex, No annual fee. Do not do what I did and wait till you're like 2021 to get any sort of credit, because I tried to apply for something I actually needed, some kind of loan thing. And they were like, your credit history is blank. We can't give you a loan. I'm like, well, yeah, but credit cards are scary, according to my parents. Not if you're not an irresponsible dumbass. You need a credit history. You should get a credit card before you're even 18 if you can. It'll help you get a car loan, which I believe is what I was applying for at the time. And then I had to just hit my parents up for a loan instead. And I almost couldn't buy the car, and my old car was totaled. So that was a fun situation. In America, you do not want to get caught with no credit after you're 18. That is really bad. And yes, having an open credit card account and literally never using it will actually up your credit score, believe it or not. It'll help you a lot more if you make a minor purchase like just gas, nothing but gas on it, and then put it on auto pay. It'll help you out more. But either way, there are benefits to getting it. And did I mention it costs you $0 and makes me tons of money? I mean, you want to talk about a good sponsor. It benefits you and it's free. Ta-da! And I personally use it. I mean, I took my Visa card and just put it in my fireproof safe because I never use it. So definitely check that out. I'll keep you guys updated with this whole eBay situation about what happens next. I think basically just the first 12,000 people in the first 45 seconds or so are going to get the product. Everybody else is going to get screwed, and everybody will be pissed, and it'll be another disaster, third in a row. That's what it's looking like so far, but hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any other future details, and I'll see you guys next video.